Mutation.
Movie wastes the first 30 seconds making sure we understand what mutants are. Imagine the carnage that could have been avoided if only Oscar Schindler had sold that f***ing ring and used the money to save Eric Lenscher.
In the not too distant future.
And I come back to you now. At the turn of the tide.
Wolverine is a skeleton made of adamantium. This guy punches Wolverine in the face numerous times without breaking his hand, and then all of a sudden, every time Wolverine punches and headbutts this dude, we hear a metallic clank. The TV was silent until the story called for the characters to hear what it was saying. Wolverine has the ability to smell others when they're near, but completely misses Rogue sneaking onto the cart at the back of the trailer. Yet he can totally hear some bullshit movement on the trailer while the car is on the road that makes him instantly suspicious.
I saved your life.
The producers of True Blood later saw this and said, yes, this is exactly the fake southern accent we want.
You know, you should wear your seatbelt.
Arguing about auto safety when the car accident happens cliché. So we find out later that Sabretooth was here to kidnap Rogue, but how does Magneto know to send Sabretooth here? Like, he doesn't have Cerebro to locate mutants. Rogue was a stowaway on Wolverine's trailer. Wolverine pretty much drives place to place without any real direction. In fact, the very idea that he could find Rogue in Canada at all is amazing. This is one of the best wild guesses in the history of film. Now, where the f*** did these assholes come from? I guess Magneto is supposed to be so powerful that he could devote part of his mind to constantly controlling these desk toy clicky balls, but even if you could, why would you? Sabretooth had neither the time nor the opportunity to take these dog tags from Wolverine.
This is Scott Summers, also called Cyclops.
I wonder how many times Patrick Stewart accidentally called Cyclops Geordie during the filming of this movie.
The students are mostly runaways, frightened, alone.
And with ridiculous haircuts. Assuming you can kidnap and impersonate the pilot and the senator's aide, is the military not able to track where senators' helicopters go? Why is the girl who kills people when she touches them about to touch Logan? The way Magneto creates this bridge is cool, but it seems a bit unsafe walking across the bridge before it's even completed. Miss one tile and you're dead. Why did Magneto's powers turn Senator Kelly into Mr. Fantastic?
You should go.
How does Mystique impersonate a kid on the grounds of the f***ing school with super mind-reading powers Professor X on campus? I mean, it makes sense that he doesn't go poking around in people's minds all day, but he can't detect when a new brain enters a school?
Why don't you just use it to find Magneto?
I've been trying, but he seems to have found some way to shield himself from it.
Yeah, but why can't Xavier find Sabretooth, Toad, or Mystique when they wander around outside of Magneto's fortress? Sabretooth was just hanging out in Canada with no metal helmet or anything. It would have been nice for Xavier to use Cerebro then, because Sabretooth went straight back to the lair.
Storm, Cyclops, find it.
Storm and Cyclops take off and go to the vehicle room, leaving Wolverine behind, but somehow he already has Cyclops' motorcycle and has already left the mansion before Cyclops realizes it.
Where's my motorcycle?
I wish I had that cliché. I suppose the professor can't mind read that Mystique is doing all this shit either, right? I mean, these are the same halls where he was playing around in Logan's mind earlier. Why doesn't Xavier's mind pick up a disturbance in the Force or something? Green is bad. Did the tiny frog mutant just completely compress another human being flat to the ground by jumping on him?
You actually go outside in these things? What would you prefer? Yellow spandex?
Haha, comic book inside joke. Mutant or not, it's a terrible idea to leave an entire boarding school full of children completely without adult supervision.
Sounds like a storm's coming.
Oh really? What was your first clue? Cyclops has no idea what the substance is that Toad trapped on Jean's face, so how does he know what sensitivity level to set his visor to in order to destroy the mysterious substance of unknown makeup but not injure her face? One of the most visible landmarks in the world, and no one notices all this commotion at the Statue of Liberty.
Do you know what happens to a toad when it's struck by lightning? The same thing that happens to everything else.
I know she's a mutant, but damn. That's all the blood that these 3 super deep stab wounds are going to produce? Sabretooth throws Wolverine up in the air and is somehow able to slow down his momentum in mid-flight.
Jean, use your power. Try to steady him.
Hang on to something.
Wait just a damn minute. In the previous scene when they were all fighting in the gift shop, Jean literally used her powers to hover the enemy in the air and but now when they need to hover up someone to the torch, they have to use Storm's wind, and Jean only providing steadying support? Oh sure, when Logan touched Rogue, he was knocked out cold and woke up hours later in a bed, but when Magneto does it, he has full use of his powers back in 30 seconds. Magneto's plan is to change all the world's politicians into mutants so they won't pass an anti-mutant law, but it's pretty hard to believe that everyone would become a closet mutant after this, or that no one would report the strange, huge blue force field that crashed the largest single gathering of world leaders in history in one of the largest cities of the world. No one else who watches this broadcast notices Senator Kelly's weird yellow eyes.
Doesn't it ever wake you in the middle of the night? The feeling that someday they will pass that foolish law.
Seriously, Magneto's worries are pretty stupid. It's pretty clear how that whole humans versus mutants war would go if they ever passed some dumb law.
Whatever you do, don't hit him in the balls.
Mutation. It is the key to our evolution. It has enabled us to evolve from a single-celled organism into the dominant species on the planet. This process is slow, normally taking thousands and thousands of years. But every few hundred millennia, evolution leaps forward.